last meeting's minutes.
Make a motion to accept as read.
Got a motion, got a second from Kenny. No discussion, all in favor? Okay.
Is this all the jail fund? All the jail fund?
No, that's just the account that will come in.
When you get done with your own fund?
So, yeah,
And then, yes.
you just want appropriations, you want
Oh,
fund
no,
balances?
yes.
Appropriations?
And then I'd like to have a copy of the budget, the form.
Huh?
We do all this to that.
Well, we normally don't do them until after we organize the
Okay,
first
with the
month.
budget forms for
And we do have to
14
do
or 13?
redevelopment today.
Do you want another book like you had last year?
Would be great.
Okay.
Max, when is your next alcohol board meeting?
Let's see, it'll be on a Tuesday this time, they moved the date around, January, I can't remember, the actual, it'd be
Toward the end of the month.
4th, I think, right towards the end of the month.
End of the
This time
month,
they moved it.
we'll have another meeting before.
Oh,
Will we?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't think we will.
Why won't we?
Actually, it'd be,
We usually meet the first week of the month.
Are we going to this year?
Well, if you don't want to, I thought we should.
I thought we was moving to having the meeting today, so we didn't have to do that. That's up to you.
Usually we have one right after the commissioners have theirs.
Yeah, they have one, they'll have one what, the
They got one Thursday, right?
Second.
You had one last year on the first
Huh?
Tuesday, I believe.
The eighth.
They've got one Thursday, believe me, right?
Mhm, at 8 o'clock.
The organizational meeting.
Yes.
Our normal meeting would be till the 28th.
28th, right. And I know last year and the year before, we met
It's up to
the
you.
first week.
That won't work, because you guys got a meeting.
at
It's
9 that
imperative
morning.
that you have that meeting.
Well, that's, redevelopment has one earlier than.
Yeah, but I mean, he has to get an appointment. with-
Well, we can do his, that's why I was trying to decide whether we need to do it today or not.
Okay. Yeah, we should.
Yeah, because I wouldn't, I couldn't vote.
Okay, that's what I was leading to there. Okay, let's do our transfers. I don't have any additions, correct?
Yes,
Huh?
they're in there.
Oh, they're in the,
Additional,
with the paper, newspaper
we're
thing.
just transferring.
No, we have Molly, I'm sorry, Holly's.
Yeah.
And then we
not-
have
No,
one
here's
for Vicky.
transfer of
We'll
funds.
go down in your folder on that.
We
It
don't
could-
do it.
It could be handled as a transfer, or it was advertised as an additional, but there is funds there and it can be handled as a transfer if that would be easier. It was advertised as an additional appropriation.
But you have enough appropriations left? How much did you ask for?
8,500 to be transferred.
I mean, it'd be easier just to do the transfer, just wait a year, right?
Yeah.
You have a copy of your budget right
I
now?
don't have a copy of the budget, but this is the, it has the fund number and
Yeah.
Oh, this is okay. 8,500.
has the numbers
That's the
in it.
one we don't have?
No, you have it. The one that's like this.
It's that printed one, that dark one.
Oh.
So we wanted to
Oh,
do
that was
that.
just to show you that the advertising of this meeting.
Since you've got the money, it'd be needed for them at the end of the year just to do the transfer, because that way, her books will drive up. Otherwise, you gotta wait a month to get the approval of the state, which is gonna mess your books up. You have to do an additional afterwards.
That's whatever you guys want to do.
Well, since she has the money and programming, I would say it would be neater just to abandon the additional and just,
And she said that's what she
and do
hoped
it,
to
and just do a transfer.
Let's
and
do a
It can
transfer.
all be done today.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to allow the transfer, after, have you got a copy? For the request from the E91 director.
I have now.
Second.
Anybody need to see it?
I think she
You
gave us.
you want a copy of this, so you'll know what to do tomorrow?
I gave them all a copy.
And that was the only additional you had, was hers,
There was
you
one
thought, you
more.
thought was gonna be an additional?
I don't think we did,
Yeah, there
we
was
decided we
one.
didn't need to do that with Vicky, because she has enough money. Is that put in the rate?
Where's that?
Yeah, it was a,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
All right.
What's her,
Reassessment.
You all right?
That's
Yes.
assessor.
Good.
what's her,
Reassessment.
what's her reassessment balance that's in there?
I
Can you
don't
pull
know.
that up?
Yeah.
We decided then when we talked to her that we didn't need to do this.
Last meeting, we decided that.
I thought we did. I got a motion on the floor to approve that, transfer.
He's second.
Okay, got it done?
Any discussion? All in favor? Okay,
Thank you.
carried. Okay. Bob Huntley. I don't know if you guys got a copy of it or not. He's got some transfers here of 14,300 fund, location 9. Depositions 669.30, office supplies 281.38, gasoline 822.25. You want to transfer to miscellaneous trial preparation.
Yeah, let's do them all at once.
Okay. Sometimes you guys want to visit those. You've got Sullivan County Park and Lake. They want to go garage and motor, 4,700 to 41,000 new equipment.
They bought a truck, right? Pickup truck?
Truck, yeah, they're going to
Yeah.
trade their truck in and get a new one. Get a different
Used
one. Get a used.
Okay.
Okay, Superior Court. Following transfer from Bob Springer, $1,700 from video conference to law books, 41,200. And then we got, Lori Bob's, she wants, out the extension board office. She's asking for 706.57 to be transferred from police equipment agreement to 4,100 new equipment for 3 new office chairs and 2 lumber back supports for Purdue Extension. And she's requested credit for the 3 used chairs that will no longer be used. Total of $45 for the 3 used chairs. Well, that didn't break their backs paying that much. And that's all that we've got on the transfer, gentlemen.
Does she have a negative balance or not?
Second.
No, that's not reassessment though.
That's the additional
No,
appropriation.
she asked for transfer.
Oh, okay, but did she have a balance in the second? I'm sorry. Oh, we got the other one from Vicky T.
Huh?
You got the other request from Vicky.
What did we end up putting in?
It was the one where she tried to buy some new desks.
Where she's wanting to transfer 2005, is that the one you're talking about? From 32,400 service contracts be transferred to 2,100 office supplies, 41,000.
It's part of that. The assessor's budget.
No, that's a category.
She didn't have any.
All right.
Yeah, you might- I guess, Jim, my question is, you work in that office, do you need, she's buying a new desk with this, is your desk in that shape?
They're not in very good shape.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, they got them used and everything. My desk I bought is newer than theirs before.
They got the old ones out of the recorder's office.
They got the closed office, so.
they're happy.
Well, we've allowed other people to do the same thing here today. Buy stuff at the end of the year, so if they need it, Jim says they do, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Well, you're behind.
Oh,
Sandra already made a
Second
motion.
motion then.
I already said, I already mind.
I'll third it.
And Larry made a second.
We're ready to vote, Rick.
No more discussion, all in favor? Okay. Did you vote for it? You don't vote because of Vicky's who on there. Okay, I'm with you. All right.
So you need to put it in the notice that you abstain.
Right.
You're in favor of the others, you abstain on the one.
Right.
Okay. Good. All right.
That's the way I
Gotcha. Okay, old business. We got, well, we might as well go first, I guess, to Brampton Brick. I got it on here and she's got it. We sent Brampton Brick a letter because they had not filled out the number of employees they had and what they were doing up there at this point, asking them to come to this meeting. The letter was sent by the auditor's office. We have had no reply. So what's the pleasure of the board?
And the gentleman, I asked if she sent it certified, and she said she did.
Huh?
Is that, I said, I asked if they sent it certified, and she said she did not. Is that a problem, HR?
It's always nicer to have that
I would have
return
recommended.
receipt, but I don't
Send
know.
it again,
What you ran
certified.
into is someone says, well, I didn't know it, right? Someone says, I didn't see it. Get the wrong person, I'm just.
You might check online to see who the registered agent is. A lot of companies use an outfit out of Indianapolis, but I don't know, may serve it through the registered agent.
HR, would you send them a letter? Find out who registered agent is and send them another
Well,
one?
I can find online, it lists their registered agent online.
Can you send them one on behalf of us?
Yeah.
Have to be here before, our next meeting?
Yes.
From Benjamin.
Can I'll just have Brenda give me a copy of the last, and I'll paraphrase off this. I'm not sure, I know exactly. I might have to leave that meeting a little too early, so I wasn't in on what's going on with this.
Well, basically, they haven't filed the paperwork required to get their tax abatement.
They're supposed to file that every
To
year
renew it.
and say they're in compliance because they guaranteed to have so many employees.
Okay,
We
Yeah.
have a copy of the letter
yeah,
upstairs.
I'll just use that, and I can send you one. Yeah, I'll serve it through the.
Is it about over?
Huh?
No, they're in year,
Halfway through.
year six, I believe, Larry, next year. So you'll send a letter, copy that, and try to get a
Yeah,
response by.
so you want it, but you want it by the meeting, regularly scheduled last meeting of January, or is there gonna be one, or how do you want that set up?
I think that'd be quick enough.
Or is there not, I mean, is there gonna be a fourth Tuesday meeting in January? Or are you gonna have just a first week of January meeting, or second week?
I think we're gonna have fourth Tuesday, aren't we, Dwayne?
Huh?
We'll meet on the fourth Tuesday, don't you think?
That's the wishes of you guys, yeah. We can do that. We'll just make that our reorganizational meeting.
Okay,
And basically, I don't know what they said, but they're subject to not getting their abatement if they don't get the paperwork.
okay. All right.
I thought I had a copy of that.
Otherwise, you
Still
wouldn't have
with
time to
me.
do that, HR.
I'll say, yeah, it'd be pretty,
You would-
we're gonna be pretty
Not
quick.
by the time
yeah.
they take it 3 times,
Yeah.
refuse it, whatever, they wouldn't have time to do it.
Give that to him. While he's looking that over.
Dwayne, did we miss one of the transfers?
Huh?
We missed an encumbrance, I think, from the county highway department. We did do that, we did.
That's not a transfer, it's just an encumbrance,
Right.
She didn't ask
We
for
didn't,
anything.
we didn't act on it, did we?
not encumbrances, I haven't presented them yet.
Oh, you're gonna present those later?
Yes.
Okay?
That was, do you remember? what that was
Sheriff.
for?
Do that.
Wayne,
How you doing?
good,
Good.
I think.
Ready for the new year, huh?
No,
No?
but
Well,
it's
you're on
coming.
the countdown after this new one.
Yeah, like citizens, I guess, got one thing going for them.
Yeah. You're on the countdown. I got a call from Ray McCammon from Commissioners. saying you wanted to put a building over at the 911 area because the building was falling apart that's keeping the mower and stuff.
Well, I talked to Ray to see if he had any money, and I don't think they're out. The building that Brad uses for storing the lawnmower and I think some equipment that he uses over here. It's out, have you ever seen it over? It's that little brown shed there on the corner by the post office and then I assume he stores his gas there too. Because we're not allowed to store gas inside the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume he can't do it here either for fire marshal.
Shouldn't be.
And we got a plastic building there, so that's why I talked to Ray. I said, Ray, should we just join? I go part way with you and we put a building over, a newer building and store all of our stuff in it. And he was, and after talking to Brad, Brad was good with it too. But Ray don't have any money.
Well, he said you had some telephone money or something like that?
I've got food money and medical money, probably 12 or 14,000 in both.
Well, they put this tax on for next year for this very reason. So once we get the budget order, we'll have the money.
That's fine.
You're not gonna do anything in spring probably anyhow, right?
Well, the ones we price are them ones that they just deliver on site and set it, so it doesn't matter.
They're on runners.
But, I mean, Ray says he has no money, he will have money come January 1st, and then he got this additional tax if we get anything out of it.
Right.
But then we won't know that till we get the budget order, we won't know that till we get the assessed value certified, right?
But I thought you was getting the building before the end of the year here, and he wasn't gonna have the money, and you did have some money.
Right, and it's all taxpayer money is what it looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, and it serves the same purpose of all.
How big are they?
Well, you get all sizes.
You know, you know how the VAs always want someplace to put their van?
It's
Could
one like
they
that.
incorporate this into this deal too?
Well, I talked to the VA about
How big a building is, Brian?
adding on,
They still want someplace.
yeah, and they should. In the wintertime, it's a pain. I told them to add a lean-to off the side of that carport, you know. And I got people that, the one that 12 by 24 or 14 by 24. And that's the length of the carport that the vans are parked in, so it just go right beside that.
I think that's 32 foot, that much too, Brian.
Yeah, but that would stick way beyond, I don't wanna get it out in the parking lot. So, see what I'm saying? 12 by 24 is a lot bigger than what we've got now. Of course, you know how it is, when you've got storage, you always find to fill them up.
How much were you talking about?
I think one's 6,000, is that right?
12 to 24 is 5,000, you might as well say, and the other one, the 14 by 24 is 6,000.
Would it be better off to build a whole bar for this?
Well, Brian, if it's a building, what's the city zoning? I mean, how's that go?
I think it'd be okay as far as that goes. If you have zero setback,
Even if you set it in the ground, rather than being portable?
actually all you need to, strip the mold there, you know, beside it, is all you really need.
It's all gravel.
But you really do that, see, you'd be industrial or commercial, whatever, it'd be zero setback, so the building wouldn't be a problem.
I don't know if you can build them that cheap. I don't know. I'm not.
I think it'd be easier to maintain.
Home barn's about $9 a square foot.
These have floors in it, though, don't they?
Yes.
$9 a square foot with a concrete floor.
It's one of them,
How
where
many square foot is
Shelburne
this?
truck
This is,
stop. You
This is
seen
like a
them
floor
over
in
there?
it when it comes.
That's where
I
it
think
comes.
that's
What
where
size
that
do you want
insurance.
The Shelburne truck stop.
Oh, there, right there at the old Zig Gills.
Yeah, they got metal roofs on them.
What size do you want, by 12 or 24?
12 by 24 is bigger than what we've got now.
240.
Yeah.
So about 300 square feet. Right? Can you build up, you can build up for 2,700, can you?
300 square feet?
12 by 24.
Thing of it is, you still,
10 by 24 would be
you
240.
can't price them by the foot when they're that little, because
Yeah.
there's still just as much work for a 14 by 20, as
That's
much
just
work
what
for
a pole
14 by
barn
30.
costs.
Huh?
That's what a pole barn running about $9 a square foot.
It's got the forward?
Huh?
It's got the forward?
Probably not the floor.
Well, maybe not the full.
They gotta be separate. You know what I'm saying?
Do have a floor in them.
I I personally
care, I'm
would
just
see
trying to
more
help out.
concrete,
By 18.
put a pole barn up.
Going 22 by 18, it's almost 12
You
grand.
can't price them by the foot like that when they're that
Well, we
little.
still hear this every year.
I mean, I think you could build a two-car garage and put the VA in one side and them in the other.
How big is the area you're wanting to put this at?
Holly, do we have the room? I mean, that lot's full all the time.
It's not, it's full. And
You see, we use it for employee parking because the jail parking's so small,
And now the
It's a combination
trash
of all
dumpster too is there.
but
Could you put like a 20, you think you have room for a 24 by 24 garage?
we have room.
I mean, without screwing your parking though.
It's about 10 or 12 grand.
Probably.
I'd rather price that, and I'd be in favor of,
And you could always put a wall down the center of it if you wanted to keep your the half separate from.
I don't think that's an issue. We work together. I mean, that's all. He uses our stuff, we use his stuff. It's just, there's certain stuff we cannot put in the jail, he cannot put in the courthouse, and that little shed he's got up there is worse than ours. But, there's a big tree there. It'd be nice if that tree was down, but I don't know what that would cost.
cost at least $1 grand.
It's a big one.
It's over 3,000 a tree now. I had one in my backyard, and that's what they want to take it down.
Still standing in it.
Huh?
It's still standing.
Come on, went through there, one.
Well, I don't care what you do, but I'd like to see you do a more permanent structure than one of those folding buildings. I just want to,
I don't care. I mean, I don't. I'm just trying to serve.
what do you think, Wayne?
Helping Brad out more than anything.
Do you think you can put a permanent structure in for about the same dollars?
Well,
That's it.
that size probably.
Well, this one here's, for 14 to 24, was 68.95, and then a 12 to 24. be 26. Yeah, I think you did. About 12,000, equal size is what it would cost here if you just added a 12 to 24, two 12 to 24s would be.
Be right at 12, but it'll be 10.
It's 56.95 for 12 to 24, so. I'll give you the 24 garage for 10,000.
Yeah, easy.
I just know that, but we can move the carport to the east. I know there's enough room right now to put the, because we had talked to, a few years ago, I had a donor that come in and said he would pay to have, because you can buy those add-ons to them carports like we got that metal carport. And one of the commissioners says, no, it's gotta be approved by the commissioners before it could be done. And the commissioner, just for some reason didn't want it, so I just dropped it.
Yeah.
But there is enough room on the east side to put one for the VA van, because that's what we was wanting to do for the VA van. And then that shed we was gonna put on the other side of the carport, but we could shove it all east.
I think at one time we approved.
I tell you what,
To get something.
why don't we just have him get us a price and have him come back?
What do we do about the appropriation?
Just roll over, we'll take care of you if you come back with it.
Okay.
That sound fair?
That's up to you.
24 to 24 at $15 a square
Huh?
foot, it's 86.40.
No, I didn't
7
do
yards
it.
Still
per
have to learn.
floor, that's another $700 material, so $11,000, you
You're in
got
balance.
24 to 24 doors,
That's a good.
concrete floor.
Okay. Let's get a better building and come back to that.
And you say we can meet all the building codes you've got and everything without any problem?
If you could go a little bit deeper than 24s or two-car garage. But you might want to go just a little bit deeper in case you want to put cabinets at the
It's
end
gonna
of
cut
it.
all their parking spaces.
Yeah, I can't go too much, because then you get out into the roadway for the businesses there.
They won't be parking on
So how
Be
wide
parking
you
a van
talking
in it,
about
but you'll
going
be a
there?
long ways out it. You won't be the short side.
Wow.
24 by how wide?
I don't know, I'd go,
If you go 24 that's pretty custom.
yeah, that's custom. I mean, if you could go a little bit wider, you know, in case you put a wall in there or something.
I support that if you come back.
Well, he needs to know what you're
Okay.
looking at.
I'd just find out what you can get in there, and if you can get a little more size in there, then I'd go a little bit bigger than 24 to 24
I think the biggest item that we have is the mower that they use over here, the riding lawnmower.
And keeping that gas rate short.
Right. Ladders, stuff like that, is what we keep in it. Ladders, gasoline, push mowers.
Ladders will
weed
hang on the
eaters.
wall.
Right. I mean, that 12 by 24 that I was showing you there, that's a lot more than what we got now. I mean,
You thought you were spurging on that.
yeah. So,
It was that building
Well,
with the cave fest, and
the
that's what
van, I
we
mean,
built it right.
do we have local people that build pole barns?
Jimmy Pearson's pretty
I
hard to
don't
beat
know
on the
whether
price.
the van
Who?
is longer
Jimmy
than-
Pearson.
Montrose, he can bring it into 20 and go out to 26, because he
He's got
doesn't
big
need to
comics on
wait for
prices.
another vehicle.
Right.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Pearson,
right.
got
What?
Troy
Put a
Pearson.
little
Try to
bit
keep it
up
local.
the lake.
Yeah, Jimmy.
As long as you can get in the door. I know my pickup's in my garage.
Especially now we got a lumber yard.
Half open door.
Get stuff right there local.
Is that who it is? That's, I get them Pearson boys mixed up. Jimmy's.
He's tied up with that guy, yeah. Jimmy is.
Okay, I'll get you into quote.
Okay.
24 by 24.
Well, you really need to get it to the commissioner and get their approval, and then we'll take care of the money side. As long as it's under about 5,000.
Okay, Brian, the other thing we had for you was the fuel cards. I think you
Yes.
went down and talked to Jim Smith. We talked to him.
Jim and I talked, and when I talked to the State Board of Accounts lady, I told her what we was going to, and she said it would be great. And this is what it is. It's a card that each officer fills out. It's a monthly card, and then they sign it. And then Jerry Mize, the deputy, the last 2 months, he has taken these cards, added them up, and against Jim's bill to make sure the gallons match up, which they have done that. And the State Board of Account lady also asked that we sign these because it makes it an official document when it's signed. So each officer signs it and then it's put in a file. It's also a public record as well. Anyone in the county taxpayer wants to come in and see, they can see it as well. So it's also a document that way. We got somewhat laxed on it, just out of sight, out of mind thing until that audit come along. The problem, I don't want to hurt Jim. And if we go all cards, we're gonna hurt Jim, because we're gonna take all of his accounts. We're gonna wipe all of his extra accounts out. And I hate doing that, because if someone else comes in and wants a card, he won't have one.
Okay. Now, when I talked to him, he said if he give you one number for all of your gas, he could put 100 cards or numbers on that number, 100 different vehicles. He said, I could put 120 on that. But they'll all be charged the same thing, but they'll be like car one will use this much gas when he rakes his through there, car two. He said it won't be individual per the account number. The account number will be the
See,
same.
he told me it would be individual accounts.
Okay, he just told me he could break that down as long as we didn't want every one of them different.
That's what we're doing here.
But each
According to
card will
Jim.
have a unique number.
Each card would have a,
Card
I'll
one,
ask him,
two,
and we'll
three.
do that if we can, but I don't think he can do that, because he
well,
told
he
me
told me he could.
this would take up all of his accounts. If we
told me
give
to
each
do it.
one of us an individual card.
No.
Because he doesn't have, he said it would cost him $20,000 to get a reader that does that. Like, we have a card that we use on transports, and we punch in numbers, our code numbers, our identification numbers into that for Deb, our matron. We don't use it very often because, you know, most of our trips are within gas range. He doesn't have that kind of a reader. Because he told me, and I hate to, this one will be printed about his business, right?
Well, when I talked to
He
him,
has 100 accounts, and he's about up to 80. And he says that we would fill the rest of his accounts out.
Well, he just told me he had the cards there ready, but they was all gonna be under the same account number, they're just.
I'll ask him, that would help us
Number
tremendously.
for the vehicles.
Because he just laughed and says, I'll do it like I do to school. He said, I'll just send you a thing, and then it doesn't mean nothing other than, there's no way of charting it per individuals for the school even. But I'll talk to him about it.
But that's, when him and I talked about it, that's what he had told me, and he said, I got the cards here ready. All you gotta do is tell me which way to go, I got them ready to go.
That's what he told me,
Yeah.
but he said it would take up all his accounts.
He said you needed 17, I think,
19,
19.
yeah. Because then he said, well, if you're doing that, see if they'll approve that, because he said that'd save all my, get my accounts open. And I said, I don't see why, I mean, they're requesting that we do this, but this passes state board of accounts. I asked him how the county highway does it, but I guess they don't get their fuel there.
No,
Does the ambulance get their fuel there?
no.
How they do theirs? Do they
Share
log,
solution.
do they log theirs on a card, or?
I think they just take the readings off the pump when they're filling the loaders and all the different things.
So like this, that's how they satisfy the
I
state board
haven't
of
seen the
accounts?
card, I don't know. I just know they write it down as they're pulling.
They don't have any personal cars, take-home cars, they do law, they just
Yeah.
have their work to do.
Supervisors
I'd like
do,
to
don't
see, if he could do what he says and so forth, I'd like to see that.
I'll look
It'd be
into
better for you and the
Yeah.
deputy to account for
Yeah,
those.
Jerry wouldn't have to do the totaling at the end of the month, I mean, it'd all be there.
Well, we used to balance it, and we'd still have to do that, because it's still gonna be under one account, according to Jim.
We-
The bill
it
will
has to be
still
under-
be 1,000 gallons per the sheriff's office. It won't be broke down per,
Yeah, well, we can go down to that month, and we should be able to get what each one of those cards showed when they.
that I'll ask him. But when I talked to him, he talked to me like he'd have to spend another 20,000. He said he couldn't do that. And I could get the cards from our credit, we could get all of our gas at the local stations.
Yeah, but then you're gonna start paying sales tax on all of it.
Yeah, but then you guys will have your record that you're
Yeah, but
requesting.
if we do.
Yeah, it's gonna
sales tax,
cost
we
us
treat
a lot more
of
money
work
for your
them.
gas.
But I got a budget, as long as I stay within it.
If we treat a lot of work for them. Cause they have to see them get the tax money back.
All right. I'm very quiet. I think Rick needs to come sit at my desk so I can go play more golf.
Don't we do that, Matt?
What?
Get some tax money, gas tax money?
The way we don't pay federal tax with Jim, he reimburses it for us every month.
Yeah, because I know we have to call you in a check, and you call us in a,
Yeah, it comes, but then he reimburses it.
something from the state or something, right?
Yeah.
So, it's doable.
He should've got a letter. Huh? They did. Don't care. Don't care.
Will you work with him to get this resolved?
Yeah, I'll talk to Jim and.
Okay.
and,
So I'm gonna hold up.
Maybe the three of us can get together and we'll solve this problem
Yeah.
and what'll work best for everybody.
I'm
I mean,
gonna
I don't
hold
wanna
up.
cost him $20,000
Right,
either.
and I ain't gonna put a camera down there if we're not gonna be using him as a server. I may just get a tank at the jail, you know?
Well, watch where you sit it. Don't set it too close or Brian and the fire marshal will be at you.
Fire marshal, he's pretty strict. That wouldn't be a bad idea, put a little block wall in there where the corner where they store that gas though. You know, we segregate the cans.
Well,
Oh,
I'll talk to Jim some more and we'll get together.
okay,
We'll get this thing where everybody's happy.
okay.
Okay. Okay. That's all I had. Do you have anything else for us, Brian?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You guys won't have to deal with me no more.
Huh?
You guys won't have to deal with me no more.
I'm more here.
Oh, you don't?
You're almost for another year.
Yeah, but why do I care about next year's budget?
Because you still live in the county. Still live in the county. Okay. Old business again. Superior Court bill. Last meeting, Mr. Walters made a motion to pay half of that bill from our rainy day fund, and the commissioners paid the other half. At their meeting, they said they wasn't gonna pay the bill, that we could pay the whole thing. They didn't know anything about it. Well, they're overbuilding some ground, and we was just trying to help them out a little bit there. So, what do you wanna do at this
Just
point?
architect
Want to just
fees
throw it
and-
back in the commissioner's lap?
Well, and as a maker,
Hadley's wanting his money.
as a maker of the motion, since they are not approving the bill, and they are the ones that have to approve all bills, I'm withdrawing my
And
motion.
send it
to
on
pay-
to us.
I'm withdrawing all my motion to pay anything until they decide if they wanna pay the bill.
I second it.
You just withdraw your
Yeah,
motion.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, aren't they legally responsible to approve all bills? Not us. They now don't wanna pay the bill, they don't think it's their bill, so I can't approve paying anything that they haven't approved. So I'm withdrawing my motion.
It's true. I think.
Brian?
I think that's the way, we can't approve something that's not a legal bill.
Right.
What was it, what was their comment again? What was it they said exactly?
They don't believe it's their bill.
They said there
just
was
kicked it out.
nothing signed and locked down when that all came about.
What's this bill for?
The courtroom.
Well, I know, but what's-
Architect,
Architect's
engineering.
Engineering fees.
Design.
And they had some change orders in there and stuff, we realized that. Because we had to change that handicap thing out there at that outside door.
How much was the percentage?
And there was some change, we know there was some change orders.
Well, they proved them all along, now they're switching?
Well, the problem with it is, they paid Hanley $18,000, $16,000 initially. And to me, that acquiesced that they have a contract with them. Now they're saying, we know nothing about it, and since there's additional cost, now there was a maximum cost in the letter that we have, which was never incorporated into the minutes of the commission meeting, correct? But there is a letter out there that they, former commissioners at least, approved indirectly by paying part of the bill.
Yeah, kind of.
Now they're saying it's not their bill. So without them signing a claim, I don't think we can do anything about it. So when they get sued, it'll cost them twice.
And one of the commissioners on there now was on there when this all took place, the other two were not.
That was my
And he's one of them that said, we're not paying it, it's not our bill. But it was his original.
And they had a meeting since that time, and they never brought it back up again.
They didn't bring it up the last meeting. Right. So, okay, we got a motion and a second to withdraw, paying half of that bill, and.
Until they come up with a
How
claim.
much is it?
It's about 30-some thousand,
$28,000.
$28,000.
That's all you want to know? Well, maybe you was gonna pay it for
I
it.
thought maybe it was only about $5 or $6.
$5 or $6, you gonna pay it.
I won't pay it out of my pocket.
Okay, any more discussion on this?
Who seconded?
Okay, all in favor? Okay, let them go back to commissioners, let them decide what they wanna do. But I guess
By them paying the.
they have called 3 or 4 times in the last 2 or 3 weeks wanting their money.
And from a legal standpoint, haven't they acquiesced to the bill by paying the first part?
You could make that argument.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been in enough lawsuits that I think they have, and so I think
They
John
kind of set a
Elmore,
pattern, if anything.
I think John Elmore needs to be talked to and told that he needs to explain to them they got an issue.
They recognize that they owed, they paid, and then they stopped paying.
And they acknowledged you did the work.
And they acknowledged the bill by paying the first part.
That's right. Exactly. Okay.
So they have a meeting Thursday, right?
Yes, sir.
So you see John, just tell him, would you please tell him that they've got an issue?
Yeah, I think I'll make a note of it.
Also, under the old business, we had, the letter sent out on the 28 hours because of the new insurance law and everything, on full-time, part-time employees.
She put one in
So
everything.
part-time,
Last page.
and I had a couple of calls from some, there are situations where that 28 won't apply. It is a consistent thing, you know. If they're filling in for somebody that's on vacation, you know, they can work that whole week. I mean, that's different. But when they're working the full year, you know, every week, then that's kind of full-time, part-time, and that's what we was referring to and the insurance company was referring to.
There's a rule about this, but we need to really know what it is.
Yeah.
I think if you're over 28 hours, probably 4 weeks in a row, you've probably got, you created.
Even filling in for vacations,
If it's 4 weeks in a row, I think you've got an issue.
better
I'm
have
not
him.
up on that one, I'd have to
You
receive
better
that.
check on that one for us. Put that on your list to dos,
Okay.
but we don't wanna lead somebody
Well, I'll
astray.
figure that one out.
Cause I mean, another one's gonna be affected heavily is the Park and Lake. They have a lot of part-time help out there, seasonal, they call it seasonal. And the county highway picks up seasonal people sometimes to mow.
Yeah.
So we need to know, you know, what's the breaking point here? So everybody's on the same page.
What have we established as now? What is our policy now?
28 hours.
It's 30 now.
It's 30 now.
It's
I
30.
was say 28.
It was 32.
It used to be 32.
Yeah.
No, it's
Are
gone to
we a
28.
seasonal employer?
So,
Are we registered as a seasonal employer?
No.
We never
But the
did.
Park and Lake tried to read for the seasonal employer, and they
so
read
did
it.
somebody turn in 20? What did they do?
Huh?
What did they turn in recently? 28, or what'd you say?
Lake.
We established it at 30, but
Oh, yeah.
somebody just do something that called it into controversy. What-
Well,
He said he was going to this year, that's right.
This,
we got some of them that have been working over. They work every week, all 52 weeks of the year. And they're working 30 or 32 hours, you know. And under the new guidelines,
the
it
new
says
state guidelines.
28, right? Can't work over 28,
Okay.
I think that you can't work over 30, but we said.
30. We set it at 28 to be safe in case they work a half hour over or something.
It used to be that you work 4 weeks, if you work on 32 hours at 4 weeks, it was constituted you as full-time. But you could work under the 32 hour, you could work 32 hours for 3 weeks, 31 the next week, and you didn't go full-time.
I think that's, but that was under,
Yeah, I'm just going.
that wasn't under the healthcare law.
Right,
That was
that was under,
under unemployment law.
under the employment law. That's like whenever I'm working up there, I might work 26 this week, 30 some odd next week, just to keep it under, but I mean, it's always broke up where it never ever comes close to being full-time.
So you might check that out so we know where we're at. We definitely need to know for sure. You know, I thought like when they picked up extra people at tax time up in the treasurer's office, that's just for a week or two. I thought they could work a whole week, but maybe they can't. Maybe Rick's right. I don't know.
Oh, I think they can, but I think it's a pattern, you can't get into this pattern like what you're talking about is a pattern.
Yeah, if it goes on more than a month or two. Or
And the problem with it is, that money they're getting paid out is called part-time money,
Yeah.
and, but I don't know what the healthcare law does to that.
Okay. Anybody else got any old business? Wait a minute. Any old business?
We got one more, Dwayne, that one I handed you from, right there.
Was that your hearing aid, Dwayne?
Huh?
Was that a hearing aid?
Yeah, it fell out. I was chewing my gum. I'll pick it up for a minute. I'm down to one ear now, buddy. Talking good. Where's this one at?
Well, that's that additional appropriation that we had for 15 grand that Vicky, needs to close out the books in the black. and
Finish the year?
Reassessment fund, because those part-time employees weren't more money allowed.
Right there under your foot.
He wasn't lying.
Huh?
Yes.
You can't shoot down here at the same time.
And she's got that much cash left in there?
Well, she's got
That's
the
her
cash
cash,
back in there.
but that's,
It's gonna eat up next year's money. But she's in the red.
we forgot to do it last month, it was for last month. and I think it's-
But we had talked, I thought, that is she really in the red all in the total fund, that much, or just that line item?
That's the fund, that's what her fund,
The total fund's in the red that much?
appropriations.
Because when we talked, she thought she had a bill she wouldn't have to pay, and we weren't gonna have to do this. So she went ahead and paid an additional bill early.
That's what it was at that time, wasn't it, Rick?
You know, because we were talking about that bill we had to pay for that new software. She said, well, I can wait and pay it out in January. I'm guessing that it came in and it got paid. Because we were projected she'd end up okay.
We haven't paid any software, but we did early in the year. She paid it like, right after she got it, she paid half, this year's half. The 67,000 something. So that's what's kind of got us, is the new software.
Well, she's in the red.
We don't have to approve the full 15,000, we just have to approve that amount of money.
And that's the burger even around.
The amount she's in the red is 11,987.95.
Well,
Huh?
the 15,000 was we was gonna do that extra hire line in the reassessment to get her girls through for the end of the year. And that's why it was 15,000, because she needed another 4,000.
But I thought you said that was the end of the year balance, right?
That's the reassessment balance right now.
So if we do the 11,000, she'll be okay, right?
Well.
Is there more checks to come in for the end of the year?
No, you're probably right, yeah, because I think if Laura's been taking it out of there, then that would be correct.
So this 11,987,
When I went in and looked at it just now, that was what the appropriation balance was for her appropriations for this year.
Oh, we haven't really a choice. We allowed that guy to work for her, and got it in red, so.
So you make 12,000, it's 11,800 something. Like $100 for a week.
We'll get $12,000. Make that motion.
motion. Second?
Second.
Second by Larry.
Next paperwork.
Transfer out of cash, 11,980, or 12,000, I'm sorry, 12,000. All in favor?
Okay, we're doing it as an additional
Abstain.
appropriation.
So you'll have to change from the advertised. You can
Jim
always-
abstained from voting.
You can always
Make
reduce
sure
it
you
down.
make a no motion. Put the note of that.
And we advertise 15.
Okay.
But when you send the paperwork to the state, you'll.
12.
Yeah, we'll abstain from that one, that's one I get paid out of.
Anybody else got any old business now? We'll go on to new business.
What was that number right offhand, just
Huh?
have it, that 11,000? Thank you.
You'll need these.
Just make it 12 even, so make it easy on yourself.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's go under new business. Let's do a couple of appointments here that need to be done before the end of the year. One's the alcohol board. Max Judson has got a letter here with us.
I'll make a motion, we approve next.
Second by Kenny. Anybody else want the job? All in favor? Motion carried.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, don't spend all the money in one
Oh,
place.
yeah. Thank you.
Only $25 ones in it, Max.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, and then we need two for redevelopment, but we've only got one letter from Nancy. Our other appointment we've had in the past was Bob McCann. And Bob got appointed by the commission,
Ain't my mistake, but they done it.
but they did it. So, by only having one letter, I guess we can only appoint one person for that at this point.
Yeah, I'll do it to Pete.
From somebody.
It was supposed to be twice.
It's supposed to be Twyla Usher. Is who it was supposed to be.
So While I was on there, I heard you started running out.
Happy New Year to
You
everybody.
too, Brian.
Thank you.
See you.
Well, she was actually the commissioner's appointment,
Oh, maybe backwards or whatever.
so they were involved, left us
I
in.
had one letter sent in that,
Huh?
I had one letter sent in, but there was no name on it. It was checked and there was nothing.
It's pretty broad, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't know who it
Is
was.
that you, Max? You want two positions?
No.
Well, I'm gonna make a motion that we appoint,
Nancy?
Nancy Hunt, and I'm gonna follow that by saying that if, Twyla's supposed to be getting this letter. And should Twyla get her letter in before the board meets, that, we would approve that if
I
the
know
letter
she
is
was
right.
on there.
So that's up to her to get the letter.
Yeah.
Is everybody okay with that? Okay. Motion second. Who seconded?
I do.
Passed anyway.
I got all kinds of seconds.
Okay. I guess that's the only two I think we've really gotta do this year, before the end of the year. The rest of them on there,
You wanna do these today?
that's up to you. We don't have an election of anybody changing off of this. If you wanna do them today, we can. Let me get them back out. I think I hid them here someplace.
Here's my copy. You got yours?
Yeah, I got one. Let me see that.
Okay, we had, on redevelopment was Jim Strickland, Larry Cox, and Kenny Pearl.
I got one thing to say. I screwed this up last year. I'd like to have a chance to do it again, but not screw it up. Seemed like it just didn't work. I was sick a lot. and
He's
I
in
didn't
now
make
the
it.
doctor's office.
And
You three agree to that?
now I'd like to go along with it.
Okay.
Larry?
I'm fine.
Okay. We'll put them right back as they are. Okay, we got Max already taken care of. I was on the 4-H council.
That's fine.
That's
I'll
great.
make a chance to do some stay.
Okay. Solid waste.
I stay on there unless somebody else wants it.
Brian?
It's good for me.
Okay, we'll just, nobody's jumping for it. Succeed, Rick Walters.
Yep. I'll take that again. Haven't met for a long time.
Okay. And you were on the EMA board.
Yeah, I'll stay there unless somebody wants on there.
Somebody else want on the emergency management?
You can have it.
Now, this West Central, this one of them ones where I've just had a hard time making those meetings are in Terre Haute. If anybody else wants that, I would gladly give it up. I've just had a hard time making those meetings.
Was Tim going?
Sometimes.
Tim Garrett.
Central.
Okay. Once before, well, we didn't really have anybody that had time for the meeting until you went on there, Brian. We had Tim and
Scott Snyder's on.
Scott Snyder.
Scott's still on
Huh?
there. He must be appointed by the commissioners or somebody because he's still on there.
Okay.
If he wanted to be on there, I mean, if they're on a Monday night, like at 6 o'clock, it just seems like there's always something else to do.
Yeah.
But I stay on there if I need to, and if somebody else wants it, I would let someone else.
Well, I just wondered if nobody told Scott he hadn't been reappointed, and he was just going for us.
Well, he could. That's
I'll
okay.
check with him.
That's
He
okay.
lives out there near me. I'll call him
Okay.
and talk to Scott.
So you think
And if he
it's
still
Scott?
wants it, if it's all right, you guys, we'll just let Scott and Tim do it.
That'd be fine.
What's
Okay.
Scott's
Fine.
last
What's
name?
his last
Unless
name?
you guys want it.
Snyder.
Not him, but just for.
6 o'clock, nobody else wants to go at 6 o'clock either, right?
Scott's
Okay, I'll write Scott in here and I'll talk to him. All right, West Central,
Oh, I thought that's who we were
that was
talking about.
Tim, there's Tim's name, okay, we got him
I
there.
remember that's
Okay,
that's already done.
Now we're here.
We had Jim Strickland on
Oh,
Peter Bowl
yeah,
Board.
yeah, okay.
That'd be a good one.
Just-
Okay.
just check
That's what
that.
he's area.
the, he stays.
Just check on that.
Park Board. Have we got any letters in yet for the Park Board? I guess we don't make that motion yet.
Who is the druggist,
Yeah,
or
we
the
can up
pharmacist?
there somewhere?
Like,
It's not.
We got two
It's
appointments.
pharmacist too.
Yeah, this year's
Oh, man.
Gary Napier.
Gary Napier, is he up again?
I think his is
How
up
long
this
are our
year.
appointments? They
Huh?
just say year by year?
3 years.
3 years.
I was thinking like,
Well, he
Last
went on-
year we
he
did
went on
eight.
my first year,
He
here,
said
and that was
2.
3 years
I
ago,
thought-
so, yeah.
I thought they were
Anything
two-year
then.
appointments.
I thought it was 3. Do you know, Max?
I thought there were 3 also.
I thought there was 3.
Well, he just did.
You might check, but I think Gary Napier's is up this year.
He went on my first year, which would have been
He's our Democrat.
he's on free.
3,
He's
yeah. that's
Democrat
right.
appointment.
That's right, so he, yeah,
He was our Democrat appointment.
he's been on there the last 3 years.
Jerry Pena's
So we need
gonna
a
drop
letter
off
from
at the end of this year.
Keely.
Do know that.
It's like I let her do last time.
So we'll have to wait on that one.
Okay.
Insurance committee, that was myself and Larry and Rick. Anybody else want to be on that?
You guys are doing a good job.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Fix it, okay. Equipment committee was Larry and Brian.
That's working good, they're getting a lot of new equipment.
Yeah, they're getting all, you guys are doing good, yeah.
Found a couple guys that pulled
Made a couple people mad though, didn't they?
Yeah.
Not everybody can sell new equipment and go to Florida, can they? Oh, shoot. Community corrections. We had to have an appointment, and we appointed Larry. I think last year was the first year for that one.
No, 2 years, 2 years.
You're gonna stay on there, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Stay on the correct side of that.
Okay. Okay.
We don't
I
wanna
use those
lose.
guys a lot, they're helping.
Okay, county attorney, you still like HR, huh?
Yeah.
Think he's all right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, let's take
Think
a
about it.
Okay,
Not happy keeping you, been married for a day.
That's right.
okay.
Thanks, Ken.
When do you guys wanna have your council meetings next year?
Same time.
3:30, 4 Tuesdays?
Yes,
Okay, good. That's what.
all in favor?
And then on special occasions, if something comes up, we can change like we've done. Because Brenda's had to go to her conference or something and,
Rick
you
said go
know,
play golf.
yeah.
We might wanna think about our budget cycle though. Remember this year, we couldn't act on some of that because the law says that we don't,
After September 1st.
they don't have to have their, budgets into us till the 1st of September. So we may wanna go a week later next year, that way we can do it all in one sweep.
You wanna do it in September?
That throws in
It's up to you,
Labor
I'm
Day.
just saying we couldn't act on that because, the paperwork from the different municipal,
We had to come back again.
so it's up to Dwayne. Cause it'll be harder with him next year at this time, it'll be September.
I don't know, when we came back though, that gave us time to,
It's either that or maybe change your September.
Labor Day's on
meeting.
the 1st this coming year.
If we have the budget meetings, our part earlier,
So the stuff has to be back to you by the
well,
1st.
if we'd have them like the first of the
Think
month,
over.
August or the middle of August, and then wait and have an early September meeting or something. to get
Now, we could
the
do
budget
that,
updated.
we could possibly, have our budget meeting similar to what we've been doing and then move our budget meeting up for the budget for that review a week or two earlier, right? So in September, we can meet maybe the second or third Wednesday. Cause probably you got is you have to have them notified by October the 1st, right? Or maybe,
Yes.
you may need to have a letter to them by the 1st. So we gotta give her some time to get that done.
But if we would do our budgets a little bit earlier, that would give you time to have our budgets ready too, so you could actually approve our budgets. They would be in, I'd have them ready in Gateway and we'd see where we are.
Let's do it next week.
Could we have a meeting
But
next
some
week?
of them do them in June or in July, so,
Well, you'd have to almost do it after July 1st because you don't
Yeah.
have any balances and stuff.
right, right. We couldn't do it before then, but it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying.
Well, you look at it, I'd say if you wanna move it a week earlier instead of the last week of August, the 3rd week of August, that'd probably be,
That'd be the week of the 18th, or the 18th of
well,
Monday.
it's in July.
It's in July.
like, July 26th.
State fair will probably be going on now, if that includes.
The 18th, 19th, and 20th is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of August. And if you wanna move it up further, you'd be the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
I don't think we will go any quicker than
That's
that.
up to you guys.
That's getting pretty close to July.
Yeah, there'd be a lot.
Well, you gotta get your legals in the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You wanna shoot for the
18th, 19th.
18, 19, 20?
Okay,
And then for budget reviews, we need to set a date for that,
Right.
so that, and it has to be after September the 1st.
First
if you
is
do
Labor
it
Day.
like the second week of September, I probably will have the budgets ready, and you can approve budgets and all that stuff in
Well,
one
that'd be
deal.
the 8th, wouldn't it? The 9th would be the second Tuesday.
The Tuesday of the second week is the 9th.
Would you ready the 9th, or we'll go the 16th?
Yeah, they're giving me the 16th.
Okay,
We should
16th?
oh,
be-
16th.
Because we got a holiday in between now.
And that'll be our regular meeting for that month. then?
Right.
Okay, so we'll meet,
September 16th.
we'll meet our regular meeting for Tuesday, except in September.
I will email you all a calendar, except for you and Mr. Purtle, and I'll send you yours, and Mr. Fada will send you yours as well.
Okay, and then we're going the 18th, 19th, and 20th instead of 25th, 26th, 27th.
Right. Give her a little more turnaround time.
Yeah, because I'll probably ask, we'll probably, as long as it's okay with Brenda, we'll ask for budgets to be turned in by the departments by probably the 6th or 7th of July,
Yeah.
or the 10th, at least by the 10th.
Do we have any added duties this year? They keep adding something every year. Do we have anything new this year?
July 4th on a Friday this year.
Well, that'll work, because that'll give
On
me another
14th.
week after the 4th, so, because we'll have
So
that Friday
the
off.
11th would be on a Friday, the 11th. I'd give them the whole next week after the 4th.
Usually that's what I do, I usually
Okay.
pick a Friday.
So just make them have them to you by the 11th, by 12 noon. That way you can make calls to the ones that don't have them to you yet, after dinner.
There's always a few of them.
Yeah. It's workable, it's just, most everybody gets it in, you don't have too many problems.
Has anybody got anything else?
I have encumbrances.
What have we got here?
Since we vetoed the sheriff's building, I don't know that he needs to have encumber 17 grand.
These are encumbrances.
He's trying to encumber $17,000.
Oops, sorry.
What? And you have bills from him, right?
I'm killing my microphone.
Got in it. The
Oh, am I really?
Wait,
I'm in it good.
You have bills though, right?
Landfill's got money left over to encumber?
And
That's
that line
unreal.
item,
Huh?
that line item, she does, yeah. The first column there, you see, that's the balance that they have in their line item. That's what they have. The second column is the amount of what they want to encumber, the amount of the bill. So, and the last one just gives you what the balance is left. To show you that they're still positive or they zeroed it out. So I have no
Gosh.
negative.
We didn't cut PJ hard enough, did we?
And on the sheriff's office,
Mhm.
does he have bills in here? I mean, I know you requested them, but since we're not all going to go with this building and go, that is a separate issue, anything that's related to that building needs to be cut out.
Yeah.
Jim, now that'd be under the sheriff, right?
Yeah.
The sheriff just had one item of $212.24, or an invoice for $160.
Well, I'm talking about it under the jail, you got all these things under the jail.
Yeah, that's what they submitted.
But he was talking here, he was encumbering all this money in the food item to build this building.
Yeah, that will explain where it's coming from. More in detail.
But he's not gonna have a bill for anything to do that now.
Fuel and food, didn't
He said fuel.
Who's Bob Baker's company?
Bob Barker.
Who's Bob Barker?
Somebody that uses.
But he was gonna use money out of
That's-
it.
I think that's a, come on down.
Yeah.
It's where they get the gloves and cleaning supplies
Yeah,
and
that's
mattresses
that's
and
one of his.
uniforms.
Yeah.
But I thought he said he was encumbering money for this building.
From food
he? Food and fuel.
and fuel.
Where's that?
Well, here's There's food service, I don't see it in here.
It's not there.
Uh-uh.
You know anything about that?
Bigger.
No, I do not.
He doesn't have a big bill for a building. These are just actual bills that he submitted here.
I didn't think that he mentioned encumbering the funds, I think he was
No, he
just,
said he had money doing something.
Yeah, he said he had
if,
none.
if it was approved, but I don't think that he had it in his encumbrances.
This is the 4,096, but this is for food stuff. So I didn't see anything out there.
We're buying shirts too. $268 for the shirts, golf shirts.
Well, they probably
Golf
have
shirts, they use
uniforms.
staff shirts, they use
Hey,
them, like he had on today.
I'm sure it's
see if I can get a sheet in there.
yeah, there's nothing here for a building.
Nothing there for the building. He has got a bunch of encumbrances there though.
His is the only one of any size, 17 grand.
Meals, institutional, jobs, and motive.
I would say most of it from meals.
He said meals and gas.
A lot of their bills come in late. I mean, she tried to pay everything she could as of the 16th, but a lot of these vendors just, you know,
They're still using stuff right up to the last.
right.
And they'd be the worst to do because of all the food stuff.
Right, so I'm sure 24/7,
Yeah, his
so.
jail population's dropped down considerably from what it used to be.
It might change after this week.
Yeah.
So what's Jimmy doing with $1,633? What's he buying?
Jimmy, oh, Jimmy Pearl?
Radio
This is
ads.
here.
41,400.
You listen to those ball games, HR?
Which one's?
Sullivan.
The Wabash Valley Classic? Bits and pieces. I got kind
Well,
of,
the ads cut into the game, my God.
oh, I know. Anyway, he does at the end of the game. I wouldn't care if he did at
He
the
was getting
beginning.
some
Four
radios or
possessions on
something,
that
wasn't
one.
He'll wait.
What's that?
They're listening
I
to
know.
ball games of basketball. It was 10-10 at the end of the first quarter, and they had all those commercials, and when he came back, it was 15-14. I mean, he's getting
You
mad
find it?
about it.
Who is it?
Yeah, if I didn't like him so well.
I mean, everybody feels the same, everybody's talking, me and Brian Kennett talked about it too. I mean, he cuts not just one possession, but South had the ball 3 times, and we had it twice, and he still had commercials. Ours more commercial, have less commercials, we want to hear the game.
It's on TV tonight, so I have to worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's all don't play.
Skip one game,
Well,
bro.
they play one game.
Consolation,
But
yeah.
they
Play the
don't
first
film
one,
on
right?
television.
Yeah, they're televising.
Yeah.
Oh, they show both of them?
Yeah, yeah, the one's on the Fox channel.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
WAWV,
Channel 2 is
ABC channel.
Fox, and then Channel 2's carrying the main game.
Yeah, HB 23.
I care less about north and south.
$7.99.
That-
Let me see it closer.
that North coach, all he is drunk. That's all he is. What are you doing here, boys, on these encumbrances?
Yeah. Neil Packard 23.
It looks like they got bills in finally this year.
Yeah, last year didn't have a
After we slapped Diane's hands last year, she made sure of it.
That's right.
Getting mad at us.
I told him they had to bring them.
There.
It's gonna make me get in trouble for him.
This is jail.
So what's your feeling on? Motion to allow the encumbrances, need a second? Second by Jim. Nothing on there for you, is there, Jim?
Don't think so. Didn't see nothing.
Yeah, there's one down there for this.
Got the bottom.
There was one in there, a sheriff for a new Purdue shirt for
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Okay, anything else? Get a new calendar up there, don't we? When did you say the fourth Tuesday's gonna be? 26th,
28.
28th? Next meeting?
Or we,
Huh?
go around and ask all about
Yeah,
it.
and they got this, and they didn't know what to do. And I thought we had talked about that towards the state. Like if they went maximum of 40 hours, and then they're off the next week.
You get very close.
So what does he need to do?
I think we gotta wait till he finds out
We
what
better wait till we get an
Obamacare law
official.
says.
What was Larry's question?
Well, the VA driver,
Excise.
maximum amount they could drive in a week, going to Indianapolis is 40 hours, if they go every day. And then they're off the next week. So maximum, and usually it's not over 20 hours, for 3 days a week. It could be, there's several weeks they go 40 hours, you know, they work 40 hours, and then be off the next week.
Are they always off the next week?
Yeah, they got 2 drivers, they rotate every other week.
I think
That would be, yeah, that's a good,
I think we're okay
there, that's all right. I'm like Rick, I think it's the pattern, I think we need to.
Sheriff, that'd be 28.
He's there. He looks out the door a lot, see if anybody's walking away.
Yeah, I did have something.
Brian's got something.
Brian, get ready to talk.
You know, this business tax that they're wanting to rescind, you know, this business property tax, this is pretty serious business. And I've talked to a few people that don't think it really, that he can do it here. But it's really gonna cost the county a ton of money if they get this through.
Yeah,
You know, we need to really put the heat on the legislators. Used to, everybody joked around about political decisions being made in a back room, smoke-filled room, you know. Well, now, these decisions are made up there at the Indiana Chamber of Commerce. They call all the shots. These guys are nothing more than white-collar thugs, I'm telling you. These guys call the shots, and they want this tax dropped. And Pence is wanting to be president real bad, and this is his gateway to doing this. And
It'll destroy the small county.
we are, Sullivan County stands to lose, we're the 5th largest one as far as a gap between, they want us to make it up on the edit tax, is what that Chamber of Commerce says. So you can raise your edit tax, well, we'd have to raise ours from 0.3% to a little over 2% just to break even, and we know.
Can't do that.
Yeah, and we know that the monies aren't the same, you can't, it's not general fund
That's
money.
a seven-fold
It's a sevenfold
So
increase.
basically,
Just to break
right
even.
now, we're getting, the county gets, about $1 million in it. Right. And $500,000 gives the county, and $500,000 gives the city. So we're basically talking a $1 million increase in the local people's income tax.
They're trying to strap this on the backs of working people. And
And-
they are really trying hard to do this.
And the big winners would be the Parkland, Coconut.
I
Right,
sent you that
exactly.
information on what the amounts were gonna be, right, for businesses.
I couldn't really decipher it out of that form, but what they're saying is that it puts the businesses at a disadvantage because they don't wanna buy new equipment, upgrade because they pay the higher tax. Well, here in our county, if anyone thinks they're gonna hire more people because they get this tax rescinded, Hoosier Energy's not gonna hire one more person, and Bear Run's not either. All they're gonna do is pay less tax.
That's right.
They're not gonna hire anybody. This thing could kill us.
Not do granted, you're trying to push button now anyway.
But we need to really get on the, and Duke Bennett said it's 16% of Bigelow County's budget.
You're
Can't say
already,
enough, we need to stop this, no matter what.
you're already kind of on the wall.
But you're capped, you can't put 2% on edit.
Unless they change.
You go up to what, 0.1, and then you, if you want additional, you gotta ask for it, or you gotta get approval?
5/10.
0.05 is all we can do.
That's the maximum, we're .03 now.
See, like some of those counties have got, they got CAD it and edit and seeded.
Oh, okay, yeah, because green goes up to point,
If we could get
one.
more
That was
houses,
2013.
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. Cause they've got all 3 or 2 or
Right.
3,
We
so
don't
they go
look
up to
at it.
.1.
Right, they got Lowit
Point one or-
and Cadgett. But
Okay.
they-
But some of those taxes are offset taxes. If you put one tax on, you lower your property taxes.
And the thing
And I don't know which
is,
one that is.
we're close to the
I don't
caps
remember
anyway.
it without getting the,
You
I thought I
remember that?
had it with me, but.
We'd be capped out
Is it the
real
local
quick.
option
We
income
just stand
tax?
to lose.
It could be that Lowit, I think is it Lowit, the local option?
Yeah, local option income tax, the offsets the
Court and
property. tax.
Cadgett,
Yeah,
one of them offsets.
I think it's the
It's not
local.
any new money.
Right, it's the local.
Green County has that, I know. Because they get their money from property and then they get. it from-
Adjusted gross income tax, Cadgett, and then we're the economic development income added.
Right, and the other one is
Their
the
point-
county.
They're .010, we're .003, yeah, they're .010.
But according to
They
this
got
study,
the-
we would have
they
to go
got
to
the-
2.04 just to break even,
Jeez.
just to break even where we are now. That guy, that Bill Waltz, that president of Indiana Chamber of Commerce, you can see him on YouTube, you type it in, it comes up, and he says, he laughs, he says, well, they got all kinds of avenues to take, and then he only mentions one. He lays it right on our backs to be the one to strap the working people.
Hell, with that, I mean, that would just be catastrophic.
Oh, yeah, it would.
Catastrophic.
So anyway, that's all I had. That Chamber of Commerce calls the shots for that legislature.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
If it was easy, everybody'd do it.
That's right.
Boys, I'll see you next year, and it's been a pleasure serving with you.
See ya.